I counted seconds on a watch I repaired, while he counted on me not noticing. When the second hand skipped, I finally saw how much time he'd been stealing. By then, our wedding fund wasn't a gift, it was his leash. The month I turned 31, Asheville finally stopped smelling like late spring rain and started smelling like hot pine. I kept the windows of my apartment cracked anyway, fan humming, magnifying loupe clipped to my glasses while I coaxed a 60-year-old ETA movement back to life. On my workbench lay a neat line of screws, like a row of punctuation marks, each one a promise that if I did this right, the second hand would finally sweep instead of stutter. I liked watch repair because it was honest. The balance wheel doesn't gaslight you, and a mainspring never says one thing and does another. It either holds tension or it doesn't. By day, I'm an associate urban planner for Buncombe County, traffic calming, rezoning requests, tedious public comment nights where someone inevitably accuses a tree of being a conspiracy. My favorite part is designing pocket parks. I'm proudest of a project at 12 Biltmore Avenue that turned an ugly gravel lot into a shaded square with 2 long benches and a water fountain kids treat like a secret. My hobby is restoring mechanical watches, American and European. Anything with a story and a balanced staff. It's patient work, brave in its smallness. Every hour I spend hunched over a movement is an hour my mind remembers how to be quiet. When I met Daniel, he seemed like the human opposite of quiet in all the best ways. He was 34, tall, soft-cheeked, under a perfectly trimmed beard. Half German, his father from Bremen, his mother from Ohio, with a last name, Kruger. He said the right way on the first date, the R singing, the UA smile. He worked in enterprise sales for a Boston-based SaaS company called Onsetly. He covered the Southeast, lived on flights, and had a calendar that looked like a Tetris board. He messaged first. I answered because he'd made a joke about zoning overlays that was correctly specific. He came to my public workshop, watched me replace a cracked jewel on a battered Tissot with a patience I mistook for respect. He liked to say he was shameless about asking for the upgrade, on flights, at restaurants, at the car rental counter. The first red flag buried inside the charm that I only found once I looked. He didn't ask. He demanded casually, as if the world owed him an aisle seat, because he could say status match with the right tone. He moved into my place in December. He said my apartment looked like a film set exposed brick, a shelf of small screwdrivers like silver pencils. He put his garmentry suits beside my thrifted cardigans and installed a tray for his watches next to my bench. He owned a Tag Heuer he never wound. We got engaged on March 8, 2025, after a drive on the Blue Ridge Parkway, when the rhododendrons were just thinking about blooming. His proposal was exactly the kind you could post. A wool blanket, a small picnic basket, a ring that wasn't modest. He'd chosen the Montford rooftop bar for dinner. The server brought champagne, and the ring box appeared like it had always been part of the table. I said yes because I loved him, because he made me feel wanted in a way I conflated with being seen. We opened a wedding fund 2 days later at Blue Ridge Community Bank. We'll both contribute evenly, he said. Clean, fair, no awkwardness. I transferred 10,000 money I'd saved from a modest inheritance and from selling 2 restored Omegas and set up an auto transfer of 800 on the first of every month. He put in 12,000 from what he called a beast quarter. We agreed we wouldn't touch it for anything but deposits for the venue and vendors. Full story in the channel below.